I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits Dreams Come True with the Right Mindset. In today's presentation, we are going to talk about the 10 shadow work prompts for more peace. And what is shadow work and how can it help? Well, for one thing, what we need to look at and consider is that there's different ways to see things. It's quite likely as you travel your life journey, you encounter plenty of situations that get your emotions riled up. Sometimes you get riled up in positive ways, such as when your child comes home with thrilling news about a major accomplishment that they achieved at schools. Other times, negative emotions get riled up, such as when you hear bad news, get into an argument with a loved one, experience loss, and whatever else. Learning how to identify and process emotions is important if you want to enjoy peace and joy along your journey. A self or spiritual discovery journey is a helpful way to start learning about your emotions and work on becoming the best version of yourself. What is shadow work? Shadow work is a term coined by the well known Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. As he intensely studied the psyche, he came up with the model of the psyche that helped others understand it better. Essentially, he taught that the psyche is made up of the conscious and unconsciousness. The ego is the conscious part, which is basically our personality. The unconscious he called the shadow. This is the part that he referred to when he talked about shadow work. What does it mean to do shadow work? Because the shadow is in the unconscious part of the psyche. We don't typically see it, it's hidden. Shadow work is essentially taking the time to begin an inner journey to shine light into the unconscious and see what is in there and what may be holding us back in life. Typically, the shadow is comprised of parts of ourselves that we repressed or rejected since we were children. For example, a 6-year-old who is beaten up by his neighbor may not have been old enough to really process and integrate the scary emotions that arose during the confrontation. The ego will relegate those intense emotions to the shadow side. This is the nature of the psyche when it doesn't know how or isn't mature enough to understand how to process intense emotions. Other things you may find in the shadow are feelings of abandonment, fear, shame, unworthiness, rage, as well as some positive characteristics such as assertiveness or a particular talent. So we all have a shadow side. Every human being creates a shadow side as they navigate life. It's simply the way the psyche works. Part of our life's journey is to take some time to delve inside and make the unconscious conscious so we can process, heal, and integrate what we find. So what happens is when you're young, your body or your mind will repress things that were so hurtful and so painful that when Oh, I need to redo this. I.